It's just about an even match because they both got claws.
Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting episode of
Bang.
Bang. So, there's a reason I have this rifle in my lap right now.
What?
I was looking at, I subscribe to, or I'm friends with or whatever, on Facebook called Empty Cages. And it turns out that, and we have the Underground, the ALF in the 90s. We have other books on animal rights, on animal rights, on vegetarianism, veganism. We have cookbook, vegetarian and vegan cookbooks. We're not vegan, we're not vegetarian.
I'm not that crazy about vegan.
But I look at the comments that some of the people make on that Empty Cages things. Oh, and by the way, there's a fur farm somewhere in our area that ALF liberated.
Oh, there's a fur factory right across the road from us.
Yeah, there's a fur factory right behind us.
I mean, it's like 3 or 4 steps away, and
yeah,
we're in their house, basically their home building. Now, don't put them out of business.
No, but I support when y'all liberated the animals from that fur farm. Okay, I support you. But look, when some of you post things, first of all, a lot of you are not vegetarian, you're not vegan, so you need to shut up. Okay, I'm not a hunter. I hope I never have to hunt. But you see this rifle right here? That beautiful woman over there that you heard? I'm going to make sure she has food to eat. Okay? And...
well, how do you think the damn Indians had food to eat?
Yeah.
It's not like they had chickens in cages.
No,
they had to go hunt.
For me, this rifle is mainly plinking, to be quite frank with you. I do a lot of plinking. Well, I did a lot of plinking. I haven't actually plinked in a while.
You gotta have something to stick in the rifle first.
Yeah. But I like target practice. I like to shoot at targets. I just got the scope on today. You look at another video to see that. There's our boy Lucky.
Well,
see, some of you, why don't you,
or Scratchy Boy.
Why don't you adopt animals? Well, all these, on Facebook, I share a lot of animals that are on death row that need to be rescued.
Right now we have 3 cats, a dog, and a fish tank.
Yeah, and essentially everybody's a rescue. Lucky was my mom's dog. Okay, he's 11 years old. He's back there scratching. He's Mr. Scratchy. And my mother has Alzheimer's, and I went over to her house to check on her. I found Lucky.
He almost died.
Yeah, at her house. He was in the house in South Texas. No water, no food, no air conditioning, no electricity for an entire week. Maggie, our mama cat.
She's a rescue.
Yeah, she's a rescue. We adopted her. She was pregnant, and we kept her 2 kittens. Now, when I lived in San Antonio, in 2009 there was a fire, and I lost everything. But I had 5 cats. Everyone was a rescue. Everyone. Bridget, my oldest, was about 20 years old.
And they all appreciate it, believe me.
Yeah.
Getting out of them little cages.
Yeah, and I lost 5 cats that night, but I had a total of 6 cats. Bridget was the first cat I ever lived with. Didn't know anything about cats before. I was scared to death of them, to be frank with you. Why don't you talk to people that share these things, share these posts that I share. Why don't you help rescue these animals? If you don't like hunting, you don't like people killing these animals, go out there and scare the freaking animals so they don't get shot. Of course, some hunters will just shoot you, but...
you shoot them in the ass.
I mean,
hey, fix that.
Now, if somebody's hunting, this is how I view hunting.
Give them something to remember you by.
Yeah. If somebody's hunting and they do it out of necessity. And there are people that hunt out of necessity.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, I mean, I've seen poachers in Texas, okay, who hunted out of necessity. They were poaching, but that was their food. Yeah, that was their food, so I wasn't going to say anything to anybody. You know, there were also people that would spotlight, which is, for those who don't know what spotlighting is, they'd drive down the road with their lights off, and they would take a spotlight and look into a pasture or a field or whatever, and when it would blind like a deer, and they'd take their rifle and you shoot the deer. And
as far as I know, that was coon hunting in Illinois. But you're the damn raccoons.
But you know, those people that did that, I had a problem with, and I even scared the blanket out of a couple of them once. I had a car. It was a brown four-door car, and I turned the blinkers on like it was a cop car. Of course, this was like the early mid-'80s, so I don't
Good
think
thing you didn't have a white.
You know,
that really freaks them out because they think that's a cop car.
Yeah. So this guy, you know, he's driving. He's like, "Oh shit!" Oh, excuse my language. But he's like, "Oh shit! I got a cop on my tail," and he pulls over.
You better get the guy hurried.
Yeah, and then I just pull around and keep going, you know, because I'm not going to go for that. But if you're hunting out of necessity, I don't have a problem with it. Like I said, my wife isn't going to starve. Okay, if it comes down to it, my wife's not going to starve. But I'm not going to go around saying, "Oh, hunters should be murdered." You're by saying stuff like that, you're no better than the people you're claiming to attack. Why don't you actually do something useful? Adopt animals in shelters and on the death row. Why don't you foster animals until they can find a permanent home? Why don't you help share these types of posts on Facebook and on other websites?
We've got a good cat that lives with us, and she's a rescue cat.
Yeah, and it's like
her and her two babies.
So why don't you do stuff like that instead of just?
Ain't nothing wrong with either one of them.
Yeah, instead of just blabbing your mouth and saying you want to see people dead. I don't want to see anybody dead. I want the best for everybody. And it just bothers me to no end that you people talk that way. I mean, you're scary. So, I'm just, I don't know. Now, like my wife just said, she's not too keen on veganism, but vegetarian she might go for. We've talked about it before.
Hey, I mean, there's a reason a cow gives milk, and and a goat, I don't know about sheep's milk, but I guess there's
sheep's milk, yeah, cheese.
I don't know about drinking it, but
you make cheese out of it, though. But anyway, so why don't you actually go out there and do something instead of just blabbing your mouth? That's all I have to say. Thank you.